Hello doctor, my name is Madan Raj. My metric number is 264172. Today I would like to present about the case Jetblue and the new revenue recognition standard. Now let's talk about the party involved. The key protagonist in this case is Jetblue Airways. Jetblue Airways is an American passenger carrier company that provided air transportation services across the United States, the Caribbean and also Latin America. Next, let's talk about the supporting roles in this case. Financial Accounting Standard Board, next International Accounting Standard Board, and lastly US GAAP. Now, the statement of problem. The main issue in this case is how does the new revenue recognition standard impact the JetBlue goods and services than prior US GAAP? And the underlying issues that I have been highlighted is flight transportation, loyalty program, and also ancillary service and other revenue. Let's talk about the causes of the problem. How does the US GAAP impact flight transportation? Okay, for flight transportation, JetBlue recognizes the revenue of selling the tickets when the passenger has flown only, and there is some situations where the ticket is not used at all and not refundable to the buyer. For loyalty program, when the company reward the customers with points, here it creates a performance of obligation for itself. JetBlue will reward the customers with good or service, the obligation, when they collect enough points. Furthermore, this length of obligation is unstoppable. For ancillary service is an extra good or service that the customers can purchase it, such as food or entertainment, and revenue accounted when the money is received. Now let's talk about the decision criteria and alternative solution. So the option 1, whether the company should use US GAAP. All the methods definitely have pros and cons. So in this case, when use US GAAP, the pros is clarity in application, reduction in risk, comparability for companies in the same industry for the same rule. For the cons, all transactions must be accounted for in accordance with the rule-based, could provide misleading information, and also rules did not always present fair presentation. Let's talk about the second option, whether the company should use the new revenue recognition standard. If we implement the new revenue recognition standard, the pros is allowing preparers the ability to consider the best way to account for and report a transaction. Next is increased comparability among companies with similar transaction. And the cons is it's very easy to manipulate transactional accounting. Finally, we come out to the recommendation. I consider to choose option 2. The company should implement the new revenue recognition standard. Why? The reason is by using the new revenue recognition standard, we can implement the 5-step model for revenue recognition. The step 1 is identify the contracts with the customer. Second step is identify the performance obligation in the contract. Step 3, determine the transaction price. Step 4, allocate the transaction price to the performance obligation in the contract. And last step 5, is recognize revenue when or as the entity satisfy a performance obligation.